A new network of steel is quietly reshaping the world. China has built a massive international railway system, a web of tracks stretching across continents. It connects China's manufacturing heart to Europe's markets and Central Asia's resources, reviving the ancient Silk Road in a modern form. High-speed freight trains now carry everything from electronics to energy, forming the backbone of China's Belt and Road Initiative. This is more than just faster shipping, it's a strategic tool shifting the global balance of power. For decades, global trade relied on sea lanes controlled by powerful navies, especially the US. Now, China's Iron Silk Road offers a direct land route, bypassing the open seas and challenging the old order. The scale is immense, billions invested, complex international agreements, and lines crossing deserts, mountains, and plains. Dozens of cities once isolated from global trade are now linked for efficiency and speed. The world is watching as this new artery pumps life into emerging economic corridors. For energy producers, it opens new markets. For importers like China, it provides a secure land route. This railway challenges the effectiveness of economic tools like sanctions, long used by the US to influence nations. By building a route that's harder to block, China is forging economic independence for itself and its partners. This is a fundamental shift in international diplomacy. The Iron Silk Road is not just about moving goods, it's about changing the rules of global power. The world order is being rewritten, one rail at a time. China's railway is a complex network, not a single line. The China-Europe Railway Express starts in cities like Yiwu and Chongqing, heading west through Kazakhstan, a crucial hub connecting Chinese and Russian rail systems. Trains continue through Russia, then into Eastern Europe, with Poland's Małaszewicze as a key logistics hub for entry into the EU. From there, goods reach major centers like Hamburg, Madrid, and London, factory floors in China to store shelves in Europe. Another corridor heads south, linking China with Laos and Thailand, transforming landlocked Laos into a regional hub and opening direct routes to Southeast Asian ports. Plans are underway to extend these lines to Singapore, further integrating regional economies. The network also stretches to the Middle East, with lines running through Central Asia into Iran, a vital land bridge for oil and gas. For Iran, under sanctions, this railway is a lifeline, allowing trade without reliance on vulnerable sea lanes. China gains direct access to Middle Eastern energy, bypassing choke points like the Strait of Malacca and Suez Canal. This intricate web is redrawing the map of global trade. The world's supply chains are being rewired by rail. These trains carry a new mix of global trade, east to west. It's high-value Chinese goods, electronics, clothing, auto parts, reaching Europe weeks faster than by sea. West to east, European luxury goods, machinery, and specialty foods flow into China's booming market. The two-way flow keeps trains full and trade balanced. But the real game changer is energy. Oil and gas now move overland from Russia and Central Asia to China. This reduces China's reliance on vulnerable sea routes and gives resource-rich neighbors direct access to their biggest customer. The shift from sea to land for energy is quietly transforming global power dynamics. The Iron Silk Road is fueling a new era of growth and security. The railway's biggest advantage? Speed. Sea freight from China to Europe takes 45 days. The train does it in 15 to 18. For fast fashion, electronics, and other time-sensitive goods, this is a game changer. Air freight is faster but far more expensive. Rail hits the sweet spot between speed and cost. Businesses can now build more flexible, resilient supply chains, using rail for urgent shipments and sea for bulk. This flexibility boosts competitiveness and efficiency. The Iron Silk Road isn't just faster, it's smarter. It's changing how the world moves goods. For decades, US oil sanctions shaped global politics, most oil trades in US dollars, passing through American banks, giving Washington power to freeze transactions. Oil moves by sea, through choke points like the Strait of Hormuz and Suez Canal, policed by the US Navy. The threat of ship seizures or revoked insurance kept companies in line with sanctions. When the US wanted to pressure a country, it could cut off oil exports, crippling economies without firing a shot. Even reluctant countries complied, fearing exclusion from the US-led financial system. This combination of financial and maritime control made sanctions a formidable weapon. The goal forced adversaries to the negotiating table, as with Iran's nuclear program. The system worked because there were no alternatives. Oil had to move by sea, and money by dollar. The US set the rules, and the world followed. But that era is ending. New routes and new currencies are changing the game. The old playbook is losing its power. China's railway rewrites the rules of sanctions. Land-based oil trains from Russia or Iran to China are beyond the reach of US naval power. No blockade can stop a train crossing sovereign borders. Trade can be settled in yuan or rubles, bypassing the US dollar and financial system. This parallel infrastructure is immune to American sanctions. For countries like Iran, it's an economic lifeline. For the US, it's a loss of leverage. Central Asian nations now have direct access to China, diversifying their options and bargaining power. The railway gives countries choices, no longer forced to pick east or west. The world's economic map is being redrawn, and the old choke points no longer hold. The Iron Silk Road is a new path to independence. The consequences are profound. A new Eurasian economic bloc is emerging, with China at its center. This bloc trades by land, not sea, and increasingly in non-dollar currencies. The post-Witud order, built on American dominance, faces its biggest challenge yet. For Europe and Asia, the railway brings opportunity, faster trade, resilient supply chains, and new markets. For Central Asia, it's a chance to become a hub, not a backwater. But dependence on China brings risks. Nations must balance prosperity with autonomy. The US and its allies must adapt. Old tools like oil sanctions are losing their edge. The world's economic geography is shifting, and policies must evolve. More lines will be built, more cities connected, and rail technology will only improve. The Iron Silk Road could spark a new era of shared prosperity, just as the ancient Silk Road once did. This is more than a railway, it's the foundation of a new global order, forged in steel.